Greetings and welcome to a 2025 National Signing Day edition special for Saginaw Valley State University football as we introduce you to 35 new members of the SVSU Cardinal football family. I'm JJ Boehm, joined today by SVSU head football coach Ryan Brady as we get set to welcome all of these new members to SVSU football. And coach, before we get into each member of the class, I know the recruiting process is always a whirlwind. It's always frantic right up until signing day, but you've got a smile on your face. How good does it feel at this moment to be bringing all of these players into the SVSU football family?
Yeah, it feels great, JJ. A lot of hard work. My staff's did an outstanding job. Just really proud of them, and we recruited a great class of guys, and these guys love Saginaw Valley, and we love them, and we're really excited. They're going to be a great addition to the university here, to the athletic department and the football program, and so just really excited to unveil this to the Cardinal Nation.
And college football recruiting over the last few years with the introduction of NLI and all those kinds of things, it's really gotten a lot different, hasn't it?
Oh, it changes like the wind, and so it's hard to keep up. And but I just really proud of the way that we've continued to focus on building great relationships. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. And we feel really great about every young man that we're bringing into the program. And it couldn't be a better day.
Well, we'll get you introduced without any further ado to the latest class of SVSU Cardinal football recruits who will be coming to SVSU, and we'll break this down by geographic region, starting with the Metro Detroit and East Region portion of Michigan. And our first recruit introducing to you today is Dalton Drogosh from Warren de La Salle. And there's a lot we'll talk about in terms of what Dalton has accomplished as a football player, but reading about him, what stood out to me, he's the class president. So when you've got somebody who's accomplished all he has on the football field, but also has that servant leader mentality to go and be class president, that said a lot to me personally.
Yeah, really excited about Dalton, obviously from Warren de La Salle, powerhouse, coached by Dan Roan, who's a good friend, and team captain. He's a 3-time varsity starter. He's a 2-time state champion. He's also been a state championship runner-up. He's got a long list here, JJ. 2-time first-team All-Catholic, 2-time first-team All-County, 2-time All-County Dream Team, 2-time first-team All-State. He's also elite in track and field. As you mentioned, class president. He's on the honor roll, 3.6 GPA. And he's just an integral part of their program and their defense. He's responsible for calling the defense, and he led the team in tackles and forced fumbles. He's elite. Speed, strength, quickness. He's a true football player. He's got great reaction time and vision. He's a relentless worker, and he's a great leader, and that's what we love about him. And he's a guy that always gives his best effort, and he's going to be a difference maker at SVSU. So welcome, Dalton. We're excited to have you, buddy.
And from the defensive side of the ball, we move to the offensive side of the ball. And we have a quarterback coming to SVSU from Brighton High School, Lawrence Wells, who in his senior year accounted for 37 total touchdowns, 25 passing, and 12 rushing.
Yeah, really excited about Lawrence from Brighton High School, led by head coach Brian Lemons. Lawrence, 3-time varsity starter. He's been in the playoffs 3 straight years, and Lawrence is fast, really fast. He came to our summer camp and ran 4.42 and 4.43, and I think everybody at the camp stopped to watch this guy run. So he can fly. But as you mentioned, he's a dual-threat quarterback. Threw for 2,100 yards, had 1,000 yards rushing. What I loved is that 78% completion percentage. Very efficient passer. Good balance, 25 passing touchdowns, 12 rushing touchdowns. He's a second-team AP All-Stater. He's a Detroit Free Press All-State honorable mention, MHSFCA first-team All-State, and he's explosive. That's what comes to mind with Lawrence. He can take it the distance on any given play. He's fast. He's elusive. He's savvy. He's always smiling, and he's always connecting with his teammates. He's a leader, and I love his energy. And he was just up here this last weekend, and we had a great visit. And he's got wonderful parents, and we're really excited. He's such a great person. and he's just got that energy that just attracts people to him. And he's a huge get for SVSU, and I'm really excited to get to coach him and work with him. So welcome, Lawrence.
And one of the incoming targets to whom Lawrence can be looking is Jalen Peacock, a 6'3", 185-pound wide receiver from Troy High School. And twice he was named the best teammate of the year, so somebody that other guys want to play with.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Jalen, man, we love Jalen. From Troy High School, led by head coach Chris Frazier. He's a 4-time varsity starter, back-to-back playoff appearances, 2 times All-OAA Blue, 2-time Colt Offensive Player of the Year. He also had 5 interceptions to go along with 14 career touchdowns. We love his length, 6'3", 190 pounds, and what is really impressive about him is just kind of what you talked about, the way that he's regarded with his teammates, but he's the total package in terms of his ability, his athleticism, his skill. He saw a lot of double coverage. I mean, like all the time. Coach Mason did a great job recruiting him. Spent a lot of time, went to quite a few of his games, and it's always the same, man, they just double team him the whole time. And so, and he still finds a way to get in the end zone. So, but he's a great leader in his community, and he's going to continue to be a great leader here at Saginaw Valley. And he loves to train, loves the weight room. And he loves to work on his craft and get better, and so he's going to be a great addition to Coach Mason's room in the wide-out tech mentality that we're building here. And couldn't be more excited about Jalen Peacock. He's very sought after, and so he was a big get, committed early in the process, and we're excited. He's a Cardinal, so welcome, Jalen.
And staying in Oakland County, moving to Rochester Adams High School. Offensive lineman, 6'4", 285, Rowan Kawa. And we're going to talk about him and what he's done on the offensive side of the football. But in the playoffs, he had a pick 6 for Rochester Adams this year.
Yeah, Rowan, wow. What a steal. Rochester Adams High School, led by head coach Tony Petrito, who's a legend in this state and does a fantastic job. And Rowan, man, he's a total package. 3.8 GPA. He's a great student, 3-year varsity starter, district champ, regional champ, back-to-back playoff appearances. He's all league, he's all region, he's all state, Detroit Free Press Dream Team. And Coach McClanathan did a great job recruiting him. And I have to give a shout out to, Coach Battershell there at Adams, former Cardinal great and alum. And so appreciate the heads up on Rowan. But Rowan's big, strong, physical. He's an athletic offensive lineman, and so we love his versatility and his athleticism. He's a powerful athlete, and so Coach McClanathan loves what he sees, and we've been more impressed with what a great young man he is and a great family, and he had a great visit, and he's going to be a great addition here at Saginaw Valley. So Rowan, welcome.
Well, I was in the booth for much of Jason Battershell's SVSU career. He could, in fact, play. So you can rest assured, anybody watching this, that Jason definitely made his mark on the football field as an SVSU Cardinal himself. Staying with this year's recruiting class, moving on now to Jacob Moore, a slot receiver, 5'8", 165, out of Michigan Collegiate High School in Warren. And this is a family that's very familiar with SVSU football.
Yeah, it is, JJ, from Michigan Collegiate High School, led by head coach John Guth. And Jacob is dynamic, 2-year varsity starter. He's 4 times playoff appearances, 2-time district champ. He's a state finalist, 4-time all-conference, 2-time all-region, all-state, 2-time offensive player of the year. He's explosive. They call him the baby cheetah, and so because he can fly. And as you're probably watching the highlights right now at home, you're saying, wow, this dude can go. And he can go. He is an explosive athlete. He's a playmaker. And every time he touches the ball, he's got a chance to take it the distance. So, and what we love about Jacob is he's the ultimate competitor. And he shows that every time he steps on the field. So he's a multi-sport athlete. I love watching him compete on the basketball court, and he's elite at all 3 sports, football, basketball, and track. So we love his confidence in the way that he carries himself, and we're excited he's going to be joining his brother Vion here at SVSU. So welcome, Jacob.
And moving now to the city of Detroit and Cass Tech High School. Defensive back, 6'1", 190 pounds, Cassius Shivers. And one of the things that stood out to me in reviewing his information, 4-year varsity player for Cass Tech. That is not an easy thing to do at Cass Tech, but he was able to play 4 years of varsity football there.
Yeah, led by head coach Marvin Rushing at Cass Tech. I mean, Cass Tech's a powerhouse, one of the elite programs in the state of Michigan, and obviously very excited to have a 3-time varsity starter and a 4-year varsity player. And you know, they've had a lot of success. You know, he's 3 times Detroit PSL city champions. That's the first time in school history. And you know, Cassius is a state champion, and so he's our second early enrollee in program history. So he's already here, and he's already rolling, and he's doing great things. I love Cassius. You know, we love his versatility and how physical brand of football that he plays. And he comes with size, speed, and high football IQ. But he's a high-energy guy, and he's a great leader on and off the field. And his personality and his family are what we really love about him. His teammates are just gravitating to him. It seems like he's been here for years, and he's been here for 3 weeks. He just fits in so well here, and you know, he's going to be a staple of the SVSU defense, I believe, for years to come. And you know, he's a natural leader that demands the most out of his teammates, and he's off to a great start here at SVSU. So welcome, Cassius.
And staying in the city of Detroit, our next SVSU recruit to introduce you to is Jacob Bellinger, a 6'4", 270-pound offensive lineman from U of D Jesuit. We talked about SVSU alum Jason Battershall a moment ago. I have an SVSU alum down at U of D Jesuit as the assistant principal, Darren Flowers. And so we're excited to welcome Jacob Bellinger to the SVSU football program.
Yeah, excited about Jacob from U of D Jesuit, led by head coach Kevin Glenn. It's Jacob's first team, all Detroit, 6'4", 270 pounds, 3-time varsity starter. First team all Detroit. He's been in the playoffs twice, 2 times been all region, and he's also an all academic student. And so we just felt like he was one of the best gems in the class in terms of offensive linemen. So Coach McClanathan really was recruiting him early, and Jacob was highly sought after by many GLIAC schools, and he really came to our camp and just absolutely dominated our summer camp. We were extremely impressed with his athletic ability, his coachability, and his competitiveness. And he plays with great technique and physicality, and he's got a relentless motor. When he gets his hands on you, he is going to make sure you make it to the ground. And so, but everyone that we've talked to has nothing but great things to say about him, and he has got a great family. We love their visit, and he's a leader on and off the field that likes to give back to his community, and we can't wait to see him develop into being one of the best offensive linemen here at Saginaw. So welcome, Jacob.
And moving on now to a wide receiver, 6'2", 175, out of Warren Mott High School, Wes Gilmore, who in addition to everything he can do on the offensive side of the ball, also a real contributor on special teams, where he had 3 return touchdowns, either as a kick returner or a punt returner.
Yeah, led by head coach Tom Milanoff at Warren Mott High School. And you know, it's an interesting story with us finding out about Wes. You know, we've got a few, their coach reached out and really just said, hey, coach, you guys really got to take a hard look at this guy. And we took a look, and we fell in love real quick. And then once Wes got on campus, oh my gosh, he's just an awesome young man, you know. So he's a 2-time varsity starter. He's all-state, all-conference, all-region. I mean, 62 receptions, 1,100 yards, 18 touchdowns. And then you mentioned what he's able to do on special teams. You know, he's the second leading receiver in Warren Mott history for receptions, yards, and touchdowns. We just felt like he was like the best kept secret in the state. But we just feel like he's a complete and total package. He's long, he's athletic, he's explosive, he's very skilled. And he's a playmaker that we like, his ball skills. But his versatility is kind of what separates him. He can kind of do it all. And so that's what it's all about. We love that he can go up and get the 50-50 balls, and we just feel like he exploded on the scene his senior year. But he's shifty and strong and fast, and What we really liked is when him and his family visited, he is a bright young man. I mean, awesome smile. He is a pleasure to be around. Like, he lights up the room. And so we're excited about Wes Gilmore.
And moving to the defensive side of the ball now, defensive lineman, 6'3", 235 pounds, out of Harper Woods, Javon Jones, and he is part of that state championship program coming out of Harper Woods.
Yeah, led by head coach Rod Oden, and Coach Kruth did a fantastic job recruiting Javon. Javon's a 3-year varsity starter, team captain, state champion, back-to-back regional champions. He's two-time first-team All-League, two-time All-Region, two-time All-Conference. He's also got a pair of interceptions for his career. But, Javon is a game wrecker and a dominant force on the defensive line. He's violent, and he's an aggressive disruptor. He wreaks havoc in the backfield, and he was one of the early commits in this class as well, and he was very sought after. We had to fight hard to get Javon, but he felt at home here, and he's just athletic, twitchy, plays with a really high motor, and we love his size and his length. I think Coach Caruth and Coach McClanathan were trying to fight over him for a minute, so Coach Caruth won. So I think I had the tie-breaking vote. That's kind of how that works. But we're really excited. He comes from great stock at Harper Woods, and so he's a winner. He's a champion. And he's joining his other state champion teammates in Romani House and Willie Powell, who are already here and doing great things. So he's a perfect addition to Saginaw Valley and to Coach Mack's room. So we're excited about Javon.
And now introducing you to the next incoming SVSU recruit out of Detroit Edison, defensive back, 6 foot, 175 pounds, Donovan Lyons. And we've been talking a lot about all of the leadership characteristics of these young men joining the SVSU football family. And Donovan was the team player of the year for Detroit Edison.
Yeah, from Depps, led by head coach Antarius Brock, who's a good friend. And Coach Clayton did a fantastic job recruiting Donovan. We love Donovan. I mean, 3-time varsity starter, 3 straight playoff appearances. They come up to our 7-on-7 every year, so we got to see him live and in person, and he's phenomenal. Both sides of the ball. This guy's all-state. As you mentioned, team player of the year. Offensively, had 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. We project him as a defensive back, and he had 10 PBUs and 20 tackles on that side of the ball. So, he did everything for them. Donovan is a dog, explosive, versatile athlete, and he excels on both sides of the football. So we love his playmaking ability. He's a football player, and he's got a nose for the ball and finding the end zone. But when we had him up on a visit, we were just so impressed with him and his whole family. I mean, he is a winner as a person, he is a winner as a student, and he is a winner as an athlete. Just a very impressive young man. And we just loved how much Donovan loved SVSU. I mean, that really matters for us. But yeah, he had a great career, and we project him to have another great career here in the next 5 years. So welcome, Donovan. We're excited you're a Cardinal.
And heading back now to Rochester Adams High School, another incoming recruit from that program, Liam Cania, a 6'2", 220-pound defensive end who finished with 17 tackles for loss and 10 sacks.
Yeah, Battershell has just been blowing me up. I mean, I had a lot of messages from him, and they had a great year. They went to the semifinals, had a great run, so I got to follow them very closely. And Liam was a force. He was a difference maker for them. He's also a 3.55 GPA guy, and he's a 3-time varsity player, 3 straight trips to the playoffs. So he's a regional champ. He's a state semifinalist, first team all-conference, first team all-region, and then obviously you mentioned his production. 17 TFLs, 10 sacks. Wow. Probably as everybody's watching right now, it's just sack after sack after sack. But he's long, and he is put together. This guy loves the weight room. He's violent on the field. He's aggressive. I mean, he's a relentless defensive end, and that's just how we like him. And he loves to train, and he loved our weight room and what he saw from Coach Shindani, and that really attracted him here. And he's a grinder. He's a playmaker, and coming from a great program like Adams, we're really excited to have him. And we've heard great things about his leadership, both on and off the field. And so, Coach Kruth did a great job, and he's getting another great one. And we're excited about the pipeline from Rochester Adams. So excited, Liam. Welcome.
And introducing you to our next incoming Cardinal, it's a family name that will be familiar to Cardinal fans. Tyrese Rawls, a 5'11", 180-pound defensive back out of Ypsilanti High School, 4-time team captain. You can't be a team captain more than 4 times, and he was a team captain 4 times.
That's incredible. That's hard to do. And from Ypsilanti High School, led by head coach Danny Brown, and Tyrese is a great young man. Wow. 4-year varsity starter, 3-time all-conference. He's all-region, all-state. For track and field, he's top 15 statewide in the 100-meter, 2,500 all-purpose yards as a senior, Ann Arbor Dream Team. 2-time basketball conference. He's averaging 20 points a game on the basketball court, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's very, very great athlete. Excels in all 3 sports. Obviously, you mentioned comes from great stock, as his brother Brandon had a great career here. But Tyrese is one of the most dynamic athletes in this class. Difference maker on both sides of the football. Over 2,500 all-purpose yards on offense. But he's a leader. He's a winner, and he's an incredible young man. And on top of all that, we love his work ethic and his pursuit to be great. And he's already better than his big brother Brandon. So Tyrese, welcome, bud.
Oh, that'll be some fun sibling rivalry to watch develop over the years, for sure. Moving on now, going back to the offensive line, 6'5", 255 pounds, out of Flat Rock High School, R.J. Percha. And we know just, how mentally and physically tough you've got to be to play on the offensive line. And R.J. finished his high school career playing the last 4 weeks with a broken hand. And so I think that says a lot about the mentality with which he plays.
Yeah, he's all 6'5", and I think he might be closer to 280 pounds now. He looks good. Very excited about RJ, 3-time varsity starter, 3 straight trips to the playoffs, district champ, regional champ, first team all-league, first team all-state, all-region, all-conference, first team Detroit Free Press. He's also got his hands on a receiving touchdown as well. Got a little screen pass. Made a guy miss. That's great. They're probably watching that clip right now. That's awesome. But we really excited about RJ. Coach McClanathan found him, and we just felt like he was a hidden gem. And he's an aggressive and talented offensive tackle that moves extremely well. We love his length, his size, and his ability to get up to the second level. He plays a very physical style of football, which we love in our offensive linemen, and we love pancakes, and he's good at that. So, but really excited about him. He's got a tremendous upside, grit, and toughness. And as you mentioned, it's just crazy playing with a broken hand for a month, and your team just continues to advance. So we love that grit and character. So excited about RJ.
And for our 14th newest member of the Cardinal family, returning to Rochester Adams High School, this time for a defensive back, 6'1", 185 pounds, Tommy Offer.
Yeah, Tommy, another Rochester Adams guy. Battershell's really been hammering me that we haven't had any Adams guys, so I figured I had to make up for lost time. So, but no, Tommy's awesome. Coach Clayton really loves how physical he is, and we're looking to get bigger and stronger and add some physicality to our secondary, and Tommy offers all of those things. And so, he's a senior year captain, 3-year varsity starter, first team all-state, he's all-region, 3-time all-academic, which we love. But his production is what, gets us excited. 82 tackles, 32 solos, 6 TFLs, interception, 3 forced fumbles. This guy makes it happen on the defensive side of the ball. And he's a great football player. He's versatile, and he kind of has got that old school mentality in the way that he plays, but he's just got a relentless motor on the field, and he's just very, very physical. So we love how he's an excellent tackler, but he makes a lot of plays. And so he's a leader in the community and was named team captain his senior year, and he loves to compete, and he is great at anything that he does. And that shows up with his school and his football, but we're excited about his development here at Saginaw Valley, and obviously excited he's joining his teammates Leon and Rowan. So 3 great ones from Rochester Adams. So thank you, Coach Petrito. We appreciate it, and welcome Tommy.
And now moving to South Lyon East High School, offensive lineman, 6'3", 280 pounds, Tyler Gabrielli, who is a 4-year honor roll student. So another one of those individuals bringing a lot in the classroom and on the gridiron.
Yeah, from South Lyon East, from head coach Jacob Topp, and Tyler's got great energy. Just love the way that he carried himself on his visit. 3-year varsity starter, back-to-back playoff appearances. That's the first class with 2 of those in school history, so he's proud of that. 2-time All-Conference, All-Region, Detroit Free Press, All-North team, and he's also Detroit Free Press All-State honorable mention. But Tyler, man, big, physical, powerful offensive lineman. He loves the weight room, and so that really attracted us to him. Like, he has really transformed his body from when we met him in the summer till kind of when he visited in December. And so, and then obviously, as you mentioned, 4-year honor roll student. Like, that's phenomenal. I love high academic guys and guys that love to be great in the classroom. But this, he loved SVSU. He was great. He loved the chemistry, and he loved the relationships that we had here at his visit. And he just got awesome parents and great people. And he's going to be a huge addition to Coach McClanahan in our line room. So excited about Tyler.
Our next SVSU recruit to introduce you to is Milik Lee, a 6'2", 180-pound wide receiver from Romulus High School, and he's another multi-sport athlete, plays basketball, runs track as well, and likes to make his own custom cleats, so has a little bit of that ingenuity as well.
Yeah, Malik, wow. 6'2", 180, Romulus High School, led by head coach Charles Searcy. He's a ranked 3-star by 247. So that's big time. 3-time all-conference team captain, 3-year starter. This guy averaged over 22 yards a catch. So he's a big play guy. But we really, and he was double teamed an awful lot as well. But love that he's a multi-sport guy with track, basketball, football. He's got that home run capability. He's electric with the ball in his hands, and he can make plays anywhere on the field. He's got great ball skills. And he had a great summer camp for us. I mean, he really was difficult to defend here in our camp, and we were really excited about that. He was just great at catching the 50-50 ball. But man, he's a guy that we're really excited about. He loves to work. He loves to compete, and he chose SVSU because he felt the love from the coaches. And Coach Mason did a great job recruiting him, and Malik's going to be a great fit here in our system. So. Definitely is going to be a good get for us, and we're excited about Malik.
And moving back to the offensive line, Mouse, 6'3", 280 pounds out of Riverview High School, Garrett Timmerman. And it's sometimes hard to come up with all the stats you want when you're looking at guys on the offensive line, but his team had over 8,000 team rushing yards over the last 2 years, which means the offensive line was doing its job, opening holes and moving the point of attack.
Yeah, and Garrett gets it done. Wow, as an interior offensive lineman, we really like his versatility. He can play 3 different positions on the interior. And so obviously from Riverview High School, led by head coach Derek McLaughlin, and he's 2-time Detroit News All-State, 2-time Detroit News All-West First Team. He's All-Region, 2-time All-Area, 2-time All-Conference, 3-year varsity starter, team captain. And he's the first male in his family to attend a 4-year university in over 50 years. So we love that. And, Garrett's just a physical young man. I mean, he is a grinder. He just wants to be the best. He's hard-nosed. He's one of those gritty offensive linemen. He's got a great motor. He's physical. And he loves his teammates, and he wants to continue to get better. And so those are all great qualities of, exceptional offensive linemen. And we think he can be one of those guys for us here at SVSU, so welcome.
And closing out our recruits coming from the Metro Detroit East Michigan region is Noah Northrup, a 6'5", 250-pound offensive lineman out of Marine City High School and was part of the state runner-up program there.
Yeah, it's a 4-year varsity player, 2-year starter led by head coach Darren Letson. At Marine City High School. Marine City's, they play a really good brand of football. They do a good job, and so obviously Noah's been successful. 2-time district champ, 2-time regional champ, 2-time semifinalist. He was also state runner-up. So this guy's been around winter. He's the Marine City Offensive Lineman of the Year. He's all state, he's all region, he's all conference. He's also the 2024 Marine City Cornhole Champion. I like that. That's awesome. And so, but yeah, he really has transformed himself and developed himself into to really being a really good offensive lineman. He came to our camp, and we loved the way that he moved, the way that he bended. He was very athletic, and he had a great frame. And so we were on him really early in the process, and kind of felt like he was under the radar, but not for us. We loved his length and his athletic ability, and he had solid technique, and he was very coachable. And so Coach McClanathan saw something in him, and then come to find out he's an all-state, all-conference player, and we've been impressed with him and his family ever since. So just great people, and he chose SVSU because of the people, and that's what we're all about here. So we're excited about Noah. Welcome.
And moving now to the Great Lakes Bay, Central Michigan region for our next batch of incoming SVSU football players, starting at Davison High School with Trey Hato, a 6'2", 190-pound defensive back who finished his senior year with 5 interceptions.
Yeah, the Great Lakes Bay region's always been a priority for me in recruiting, and that has not changed. And we've had a lot of local guys that have really helped us win a lot of football games here. And Trey's going to be one of those guys from Davison High School, led by head coach Jake Weingartz, who does a phenomenal job there at Davison. And Trey, we thought, was one of the best safeties in the state, like 3.4 GPA, 2-time varsity starter, been to the playoffs twice, district champ, regional champ. First team all-region, all-conference, Flint area first team. As you mentioned, 5 interceptions this year, which is second in the state, 7 PBUs, 56 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. He's like a missile. He's everywhere on the field. But he's got the full package. He's long, he's rangy. He's the modern-day prototype at safety, paired with high-level football instincts and ball skills. So, he's got the complete package. Elite production from a decorated high school career. He's got great range. He's got great instincts. He's an excellent tackler in space. And so we project him to be a field or boundary safety for us. But he's an incredible young man, multi-sport athlete, great personality. He's a great leader on and off the field. He's very involved in helping the youth in Davison community, which I love that. And he chose SVSU because of the relationships. And so, Coach Clayton and Coach Brian did a great job recruiting Trey, and Trey was very sought after, and we're excited Trey's a Cardinal. So welcome, Trey.
And then moving to Lansing Everett High School for a wide receiver, 6 foot, 180 pounds, Mason Chadwell, who is a 2-time member of the Lansing State Journal Dream Team.
Yeah, Mason, wow. He's got awesome film. I thought there was only one Mason in the whole state. So 2-time varsity starter led by head coach Jaleel Canty, who was a former player that I coached, and love Jaleel, and he's doing a great job at Everett, and they had a great year, and so I'm really proud of him. But Mason, back-to-back playoff appearances, 2-time first-team all-conference, first-team all-region, 2-time all-area Lansing Dream Team. He's also an academic guy. Counted for over 1,000 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns and 60 receptions. But you see his film, it's just wow. Like he's dynamic, he's twitchy, he's versatile. This guy runs great routes, and he is a big play threat, like at wide out. And you can also see him moving around inside the slot. He's a matchup nightmare because he has elite route runner with the ability to create separation and find open space. So he is very difficult to deal with. He's got great ball skills, and that makes him very tough to tackle. And so he's good after the catch as well. So he's going to be a great player here, and Coach Mason's very excited about what he brings to the table and his unique skill set. So definitely very excited about Mason Chadwell.
And now moving to Lapeer High School for an offensive lineman, 6'5", 320, Ryder Fredericks. And like we've talked about with several of the other incoming Cardinals, he too is a member of the National Honor Society. So another player really able to combine excellence both in the classroom and on the gridiron.
Yeah, Ryder, wow. He's a giant from Lapeer High School, led by head coach Anthony Merlot. very good student, National Honor Society member, 3-time varsity starter, 2-time captain, 3 straight trips to the playoffs, first team All-League, first team All-Region. He's 2 times nominated for Division I All-State, the Detroit Free Press and the MHSFCA. But Ryder's big, physical, dominant offensive lineman, and he's got a great mentality, relentless motor. He moves and bends very well for his size, and he's still very raw. He's got a lot of upside. He's known to be a relentless worker. Obviously, you have to be a great worker if you're going to be team captain back-to-back, and he's an excellent student. He also is a mechanic and enjoys working on vehicles, and I can respect that. That's how I grew up, in the garage with the old man, and I usually was handing him the tools, though, JJ. So, but he loves to build engines and stuff. So, Ryder intends to join the business program once enrolled, and he's got a great family and great energy about him, and really excited he's a Cardinal. So, welcome, Ryder.
Hey, if you hand the right tool at the right time to the right person, that counts for
You got it. That's it.
And moving on now to our next incoming Cardinal, we have Jaden Lockhart, 6'3", 300-pound defensive lineman, also out of Davison High School, and he was the Genesee County Defensive Lineman of the Year.
Yeah, Jaden, wow. Coach Cruth did a great job. Jaden committed really early, and he's been locked in with us from day one. You know, another Davison High School guy, 4-time varsity player, 3-time varsity starter, a district champ, regional champ, made a trip to the semifinals. He's a team captain, 33-10 record in high school. You know, his career stats are wow, for a defensive lineman, 126 tackles, 26 TFLs, 3 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 9.5 sacks, and he also had a rushing touchdown. So, powerful, athletic interior defensive lineman. Moves extremely well for his size. I love 6'3", 300. That's big time. But he's a great leader and teammate on and off the field, and he loves to win. And he works extremely hard in the weight room every day, and so he's going to be a great fit here with Coach Shindani and what we do down there with our development and strength and conditioning. And Jaden's a guy that constantly gives his all at practices and in games, and he wants to be the best version of himself, and we love that. We're ecstatic he's a Cardinal, so definitely excited. Jaden Lockhart is a Cardinal. Welcome, Jaden.
And from Davison, moving to the home of the Flying G's and Gladwin High School, Donald Corlew, a 6', 175-pound defensive back who is the Bay City Times Offensive Player of the Year. So I guess you could fair to say he's pretty good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's really good. We're really excited about Donnie Ball game from Gladwin High School, led by head coach Mark Jarstafar, who does a great job at Gladwin. And this guy's got over a 4.0 GPA, so not only is he good on offense, defense, but he's also exceptional in the classroom. But he's a 2-time first team All-Conference, 2-time All-Region, All-State, 2024 Dream Team, 5-time Golden Award winner. He's also part of the 2022 Gladwin State Championship team. Just great production on both sides of the ball, 62 receptions, 987 yards, 14 touchdowns, 65 carries, 553 yards, 2 touchdowns, receiving, 40 tackles, 3 TFLs, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. This guy is getting it done every which way. So, but he had a great summer camp here for us. Ran 4.53 and broad jump 10'2". So he is an exceptional athlete, but he's very skilled. And we think he's going to be a great defensive back here, and so that's where he's going to start for Coach Clayton. And we're going to see where that goes. Obviously, he's very versatile, and he's a football player, and he can do a lot of things really well. But we love his versatility and his football IQ, and just great family, great young man. He's going to be a great addition here at SVSU. So welcome, Trace.
And moving now to Chesaning High School, which may have produced some football players over the years. A kicker-punter at 6', 185 pounds, Braden Florian, who we know has the leg because his career-long 57-yard field goal, which is the 3rd longest in MHSAA history.
Yeah, from Chesaning High School, the center of the universe, JJ, led by head coach Matt Walter, who's doing a great job at Chesaning. And Braden, wow, he's got it all. 3.5 GPA. He's helped Chesaning to back-to-back playoff appearances, 2-time All-Conference, 2-time All-State, All-Region, 2-time Saginaw Dream Team offense, 2-time team MVP. And then, as you mentioned, 57-yard field goal, that's third in MHSA history. And that thing might have been good from 60-something. So he's got a huge leg, but he's also just a great football player. I mean, over 4,700 yards rushing and 49 touchdowns in his career. So he's very decorated high school football player with a big leg. He's going to come here and work on kicking off and field goals and working our rugby punting system. And then we'll see where that goes from there. So I think there's a lot of unique things that he can do and bring to the table. But we just love that he's a football player, talented guy, very athletic, and he's got the unique ability to kick and punt at a high level. And so I think there's a really high ceiling there from him from what I see on film. And just a great young man from a great school and a great community. And so excited to have a Chesaning Indian joining the party here at SVSU. So welcome, Braden.
And rounding out this part of the state, bringing in a Cardinal legacy in Zach Bushlin, who definitely can do it on special teams, kicker, punter, 5'11", 180, but another one of these guys has been very versatile, has done a lot of things on the football field, has done a lot of things in other sports as well. I may or may not have played poker with his dad, Eric, back in the day, but anyway, we're very happy to have Zach Bushlin joining the SVSU football family.
Oh, I love Zach. Love Zach from Midland High School, led by head coach Tyler Wellham and his kicking coach Don Blassie. 4.23 GPA. I've, very excited about him. He's a 4-year varsity starter. He's played in 36 games, 3 trips to the playoffs. Detroit Free Press, D2 All-State linebacker. He's also the MHFCA Division II Regional First Team punter. This guy's list of accolades just goes on and on. 3-time All-Conference linebacker, 3-time All-Conference punter, 3-time Midland High Special Teams Player of the Year, Saginaw News Dream Team. Wow. He's awesome in track and field. All-Conference honorable mention shot put. He's throwing the disc almost 150, and shot puts 49. I mean, phenomenal linebacker, phenomenal left-footed punter. He's just great at everything that he does, JJ. This guy is a winner. His dad was awesome. They came up here and visited, and he's just a winner and an elite young man. The total package, and we're going to use him and create a specialist position for him. And you're going to be just wondering where Zach Bushlin is, because he's going to be all over the place. And so people are going to be like, where is this guy at? We need to know where he is. And so we're going to utilize him in a very unique way. And so very excited about Zach, and I received so many recommendations from him, from all of our Cardinals here on campus. And he's a home run guy. And so welcome, Zach.
And moving now to West Michigan, introducing you first from that part of the state to Jet Barnum, a 6'4", 215-pound tight end who, again, another multi-sport athlete, a school record holder in the 4x400 relay.
Yeah, wow. Jet's got a cool story from Hastings High School, led by head coach Jamie Murphy. 3-time varsity starter, 4 playoff appearances, 3 times all-region, all-conference, all-county. He accounted for 35 receptions, 1,600 yards, and 14 TDs in high school. That's playing in the Power T offense. And so he's a 2025, he's preseason All-State, 3.5 GPA. He's the school leader in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. And Jet is dynamic. Long, athletic, and super competitive. We love his intangible qualities. He had a great visit, and he comes from a great family with very high standards and goals. And so Jet can do it all, but he might be the best kept secret in the state. Jet left me a voicemail, and checked my voicemail in my office, and he said who he was, and that, and I checked out the film, JJ, and I said, wow. I ran down, grabbed the coach, and said, look at this guy. And, we reached out and called him, and he was here like a day later, and now he's a Cardinal. And so I told him, I said, man, that was a great move by calling me and leave me a voicemail, because my DMs are just, there's hundreds that I can't even get to. It's unbelievable. And so really fired up Jets Cardinal. We went and watched him play basketball the other night. Me and Coach Brian drove in an ice storm to go see him, and it was worth every minute of driving 25 mile an hour for about an hour and 15 minutes. So, Jet, we're excited. Welcome, buddy.
And then staying in West Michigan, another one of these players, just very versatile, going to be listed as a linebacker, 6'1", 235 pounds, out of Muskegon High School, Dereco Speech. And again, we talked about Zach Bushman a moment ago. I mean, this guy, long snapper, short snapper, on kickoff, kick PATs, in addition to everything he did as a linebacker.
Oh, so excited about Reek. Coach Prudhomme did a great job recruiting him from Muskegon High School, led by head coach Shane Fairfield, who's all-time winningest coach at Muskegon High School and does a fantastic job over there. And, you know, Reek's a 3-year starter at linebacker, 3-time All-Conference, 3 times All-Region, 2 times All-State, 3-time M-Live Dream Team player, M-Live Dream Team Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time captain, 2-time leading tackler on the team. I mean, wow, this guy does it all. And he is a awesome person. And he's visited a bunch of times, and every time he comes, we just love him more and more, and I think he loves it more and more. But he's the heart and soul of his defense and his team at Muskegon. And, you know, one of his good friends, Destin Piggy's already here on our team and doing great things. And, you know, he's a 2-time conference champion, district champion, regional champion, 2 times in the state finals. He's a state champion. He's a dominant football player. He's fast. He's physical. Relentless motor. He loves the game, loves the weight room, takes his development training seriously. I mean, wow, this guy's a winner. He's a champion, and he's a huge get for us. And he reminds me of a baby Micah. And I watch film, I see, I'm like, man, is that Micah? I'm like, oh, that's Reek. So it'll be good to have a guy like that around for another 5 years. So just when everybody was finally glad that Micah was gone, here he is again, 2.0. So, Reek, welcome.
Of course, Coach Brady referencing Micah Kretzinger, who has completed his Cardinal career, 2-time All-American at linebacker for SVSU, part of, well, certainly in my opinion, was the best linebacking core in Division II football this past season. Moving on now to this recruiting class, Evan Jassa, a 6'6", 275-pound offensive lineman from Muskegon Oak Ridge High School with a 3.98 GPA. Somewhere along the line, he got an A-, but still pretty strong in the classroom.
Yeah, led by head coach Kerry Harger, and also home to former head coach Jack Sugars, who's a living legend in the state and coached at Oak Ridge for many years and won many state championships. So, really excited about Evan. Wow, 6'6", 280 pounds, multi-sport athlete. Love watching him run around on the basketball court. He has got such a huge upside and potential. Really excited. Coach McClanahan was on him early, and he just had a great visit. They loved it here. We connected with him and his family immediately. 3-time varsity starter, 4 trips to the playoffs, 2-time district champ. He's first team all-conference, all-district, all-region, all-state. He's Division I talent. Very well, loves the game of football. Performed very well at our summer camp. We were very impressed. We were just shaking our head like, wow, this guy can really move for how big he is. And obviously you mentioned his grade point average. I mean, super high character, high academic individual. He's very mature, takes care of his business on and off the field, and this is just an unbelievable recruiting class in terms of the offensive line. Coach McClanahan did a fantastic job, and Evan is big and fast and athletic kid who loves to get his hands on you. So he's got a great work ethic and a willingness to learn, and can't wait. I'm expecting big things from Evan early in his career here.
And staying on the offensive line, our next recruit, Dawson LaPlante, 6'2", 275-pound offensive lineman from Rockford High School. Over the course of his career, played 804 snaps on the offensive line and surrendered just 3 sacks.
Yeah, from Rockford High School, led by head coach Brent Cummings, who does a great job there. And me and Brent battled way back in the day for a state championship. So got a lot of respect for him, and know his brother very well, and great people, and great football guys there from Belding High School back in the day. So, but yeah, Dawson, very versatile. We think he's a guy that can play all 5 positions on the offensive line. So he's a team captain, 2-time varsity starter, conference champ, 2 straight playoff appearances, district champ. He's first team all conference. He's track and field state champ. He played 804 snaps and only gave up 3 sacks in his career. And Dawson's a true leader on and off the field. He's always leading by example. He's always pushing himself and his teammates to improve, so we love that. We love his resilience, his adaptability, and his work ethic. That's what sets him apart. His ability to play multiple positions for us makes him very attractive for us. And he's a mentor, and he utilizes his intensity to elevate those around him. And so we love those intangible qualities. He's reliable, he's disciplined, he's passionate. And he will thrive because he never gives less than 100%. And he comes from a great program at Rockford High School. And so very excited about Dawson LaPlante.
And rounding out the West Michigan recruits, a tight end, 6'4", 215 pounds, out of Montague High School, Riley Mulder, and another performer both on the field and in the classroom because he is academic all-state. Yeah,
Riley, wow, another really high academic achiever, and he may be closer to 6'5", 230 pounds. He is long. He has got a great frame, 3-time varsity player, academic all-state. He's got great ball skills, all-conference track and field. He's a 3-sport athlete. He had a great camp here. Coach Lou did a great job recruiting him. We really just couldn't believe how loose and athletic he was. And he was very disciplined, physical in the run game, and he loves SVSU. And his high school coaches described him as the hardest worker in the program, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. So being a 3-sport athlete and excelling in all 3 is awesome. I love multi-sport athletes like that, especially when you can really be good in all 3 of those. And so, but he chose SVSU because of the people and the relationships that were developed. And Riley tested and performed extremely well. We're really excited about him and his upside, and he's got great potential. So excited Riley Mulder's a Cardinal.
And that wraps up all of the in-state recruits. Of course, Michigan, the bedrock for SVSU football, but also finding a few incoming Cardinals from out of state. And so we'll introduce you to those individuals as well, starting with Dominic Woods, a slot receiver, 6 foot, 180 pounds, out of Perrysburg High School in suburban Toledo, where he is a frequent volunteer at the Toledo Zoo, a place that myself and many other parents have visited with our kids over the years.
Isn't this fun, JJ?
It is fun.
This is so fun. This is just like the gift that just keeps giving. Coaching staff just hit it out of the park this year with this class. And Dominic Woods, another one of those guys, inside slot receiver, 6 foot, 180 pounds, from Perrysburg, Ohio, led by head coach Dirk Connor, and another great student. As you can probably see on the film, this guy can fly. Holy cow. And so a lot of catches, a lot of yards, electric receiver who excels on and off the field, super explosive. He's got vertical threat capability, and he's electric, and he's got great ball skills. You can see him just making some crazy catches. He can go up and get it and turn his body, this way and that way, and come down with it. Blocks very well in space. He came up for a game day visit, and man, we just loved him. He's a great person. Just had great energy. Just seemed like a great fit here. And then he had a great visit, and just a very detail-oriented young man, coming from a good program, playing against great competition. And so we just felt like one of his best qualities is his ability to block out the noise and thrive under pressure. But that's he's a frequent volunteer in the Toledo community, and so we love that, and he's going to be a great addition to our program and to our university. So welcome, Dom.
Moving on now to suburban Cleveland, a 5'11", 205-pound running back, Cornell Beard from Shaker Heights High School, very familiar with that community. One of my college roommates was from the neighboring town of Garfield Heights, the east side of Cleveland. And Cornell, this is a very historic program in the state of Ohio. He's the 4th all-time leading rusher in Shaker Heights history with 2,891 yards. He's also 3rd in points scored at that school with 256 across his career. A lot of production.
Super excited to hear about Cornell. Coach Brian and Coach McClanathan did a fantastic job recruiting him out of Shaker Heights in Ohio, led by head coach Alex Nicholson. And, we recruited Ohio pretty hard this year. And, all we heard about was this 4-star running back, this 3-star running back. But every high school coach, in the area said, Cornell's the best. He's the one you got to get. And so definitely excited. He's a first-team All-Stater, 3-time varsity starter. Rushed for 873 yards and 9 touchdowns his senior year, and he got banged up. And then, his junior year, he had almost 1,400 yards and 23 touchdowns. And, he's first team All-Ohio, big physical back with an unmatched work ethic. Also a great student in the classroom. He's got great vision. He's extremely difficult to block. I mean, he just wants to be great in the weight room. He wants to be great in the classroom. He wants to be great on the field. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, he's a selection to the All-Ohio team. He puts up eye-popping numbers to match his talent. He's a resilient young man who knows how to overcome adversity and persevere. He's got an incredible story, and he's going to be a great addition to Saginaw Valley. And he had a lot of people looking for his services, a lot of Division I schools, and just felt like this was the right fit for him. And we're really excited for him. I love his size, 5'11". He's probably more like 210. So he's got that frame, that size, that speed. He's got the total package of what we're looking for. So Cornell Beard, a great get for Saginaw Valley. Welcome, Cornell.
Moving now to the defensive line, 6'3", 260 pounds, out of Toledo Catholic Central High School, Toon Walker. Of course, that high school also where Alfred Daly, another one of those outstanding SVSU linebackers, had come from. And among other accolades, a 2-time state champ. Yeah,
Toledo Catholic Central, powerhouse led by Coach Greg Dempsey, who does a fantastic job. And, Toon's the real deal. 6'3", maybe closer to 270 right now. 2-time varsity guy. 3 times in the playoffs, 3-time district and regional champs, 3 times to the semis, 3 state finalists, 2-time state champ, as you mentioned, JJ. We love that. He's long, he's athletic, he's very disruptive, great pursuit, uses his hands very well, got a great motor. He likes to get to the ball, and he's got huge upside and potential. Great frame. He's got all the tools to dominate in the GLIAC. And so we really like what we see from him, and he's a multi-sport athlete, and he's a credit to his community. He's did over 75 hours of community service on his resume, and so he chose SVSU because of the relationships, and Coach Kruth did a great job, and we're really excited that he's going to be joining our defensive line, and I think he's going to do great things for years to come. So welcome, Kamar.
And now the SVSU recruit traveling the greatest distance to come here to SVSU out of Auburn, Alabama, Charlie Ward, a 5'10", 205-pound running back who his senior year averaged 20 yards per carry.
Yeah, Charlie played at Auburn High School in Auburn, Alabama, led by head coach Keith Etheridge, and they're a really good program. They had a great year. Charlie's 3 straight trips to the playoffs, regional champion, 2-time district champion, state finalist, first team all-conference, all-area, 2-time varsity captain. And so very productive, very versatile as a running back, as a receiver. He's an all-purpose back, and he's got a complete skill set that you look for in a running back. So he's got the size, he's probably closer to 5'11", and he's 205, and he is obsessed about his body and what he puts into his body and his training. Very serious young man, very serious about his academics. He's a youth leader at his local church. His parents are awesome people. Dad served our great country, and Charlie just is built from that kind of cloth. His mom was awesome, comes from a winning program and a winning culture, and he's been doing that his whole life, and so he's a big get. Really excited about him, and he hit 21.7 miles an hour on the catapult. He can go, and he can make you miss, and he's a he's a hard worker from a blue-collar community, and so he's going to fit in great here in Saginaw. So, and he plans to study finance, and he's going to be successful whatever he does. And really excited we're going to get to spend 5 years with Charlie Ward. So welcome, Charlie.
And from Alabama, coming back to Shaker Heights, high school we just mentioned a moment ago, a 6'3", 285-pound defensive lineman, Douglas Hostin. And again, as we remember, that's a very tradition-rich program there. He's a 3-time varsity starter.
Yeah, wow. This is a great D-line class. Coach Caruth identified Douglas early in the process, and another guy from Shaker Heights, and 3.75 GPA. Love that. 3-time varsity starter. He's extraordinarily aggressive. He runs 5.0 in the 40-yard dash at 285 pounds. He loves the weight room, and so obviously he loved SVSU as he saw what we were doing with our training and with Coach Shindani. And he's an experienced guy, big explosive athlete, moves very well. He also serves as a doorman at his local church, and he fits the attitude and the criteria of what I'm looking for here at SVSU. And so he brings a lot of great qualities coming from a winning culture, and he wants to win a championship, and he's going to study supply chain management here at SVSU. And Douglas is going to be a guy that's going to represent this program and this university very well, and I think he's going to do some great things on the football field. So welcome, Douglas.
So that introduces you to all 35 incoming members of the SVSU football recruiting class. Again, 35 new players, 23 of them were team captains. So a lot of leadership. We talked about the academics, the multi-sport athletes. This is a very diverse set of recruits in terms of all the different experiences and backgrounds that they're going to be able to come and bring together now for a common purpose.
Yeah, a part of our process is, we like to tell people we recruit the person over the player. And so we really dig in deep in terms of identifying certain qualities and characteristics that we're looking for. And obviously leadership is one of those areas that we look to attract. And we love guys that are serious in the classroom, and guys that are just serious about their own personal development, okay? And so, we really work hard to make sure that we know what we're getting, and to make sure that these guys love SVSU. And so, our process has been really good here. Our retention's been great here, and our development's been outstanding. So obviously our guys have had a lot of success on and off the field here in the last 5 years. And so I'm definitely proud of that. And overall, this is a great class. Very talented, high academic group, a lot of all-staters, and a lot of guys that love SVSU, and that's really important for me.
You talk about the development of the players. As you're on the road and recruiting, how much does it help to be able to point to a Trevor Nowaski who is playing this year for the Detroit Lions and made a lot of big plays for them in key situations when it seemed like they were on national TV, almost every week, and to be able to point to someone who, hey, this is someone who was part of our program for 5 years, look and see what he's doing today on Sundays.
Yeah, Trevor was a great example of our development. He was a guy that, he's self-made. And so Trevor just worked his tail off, and he's earned everything, and so just so proud of him. And so when guys come and they visit here, we kind of show them all the ways that we develop our guys physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, spiritually, academically. Like, we're developing the total person here, and we show the families and the recruits examples of that. And then our guys here, our current players, they're the best. The best selling point we have. We have tremendous players here with high character. I love the group of guys that's down there in the weight room right now. Just really proud of the way that they're taking care of business, and the way they're connecting with each other, the way they're supporting each other, the way they're loving each other. This is a fun group, and so it's kind of the fruits of all the hard work over the last 5 years of recruiting. And so now every player in the building is somebody that my staff and I have recruited. And so Micah and Fred and those guys were the last class. And so now it's just kind of, and we just have this model where we recruit like-minded people. And so it's just really fun to be around the team. And so now that we're kind of wrapping up signing day here, I'm looking forward to my staff and I getting to be down there, get off the road and be down there with our guys, every single day, and really get rolling here with winter conditioning.
So winter conditioning and then spring ball, and obviously this recruiting process involves a whole lot of people. Obviously the staff, yourself, you're doing a lot of work on the road, but a lot of other people all have a hand in that because, as you said, trying to make sure that the young man and his family understand everything that's involved to be a successful student, athlete, person as part of the SVSU Cardinal community.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I got to take a minute here and acknowledge and thank you some of everybody that's helped make this possible today. I'll start with the coaching staff. My staff did an outstanding job identifying, recruiting, and closing a lot of guys out. And so, I just want to, thank them, and, got to give a shout out to Coach Mason for all his graphics, photo shoots. We kind of figured it out, like he might do like over 200 graphics a year. And so he's a warrior when it comes to that stuff. And, Coach O'Brien and Coach Johnson did a great job with all of our videos, and, Coach Lou and Coach Brian serving as recruiting coordinators here, and all the paperwork, the workflows, all the official visit stuff, it's never ending. Coach Donnie and our athletic director John Lewandowski do a great job on our official visits of meeting with kids and families and helping sell this thing, and really thankful for them, and Coach Pelko, and all the work that he does on the official visits, and then you, JJ, and you and Corey and Josh and all your guys' support make this awesome experience today for all of our recruits and their families and the viewers at home. And Catherine Coleman with compliance did a great job today, making sure we've got all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So thank you, Catherine. And Jalen and B here with the facilities in the Ryder Center do an outstanding job, and it's awesome having Division I facilities here, and they do a great job. But you're right. I mean, like campus dining, housing, admissions, the graphics center. I mean, we work with every department here on campus, and so thank you, everyone, for all your help. We are so appreciative and grateful. Your work does not go unnoticed, and we couldn't do this without you. Thank you to Pierce Road Bar and Grill and Cardinal Deli and Buffalo Wild Wings. And all of our Cardinal alums were instrumental. Guys like Battershell and DeGiorgio and, Chucky Davis and Fedrosi and Pat Cavanaugh and Ron Bacon and Crawford and Reeves. I mean, the list goes on and on of alums reaching out, and we're constantly evaluating that. We love that our alums are so engaged with wanting to help us win. And that's great. And I got to thank all the high school coaches. The high school coaches in the state of Michigan and around the country have been phenomenal. I mean, they just do a fantastic job, and we love high school kids. We've been recruiting high school kids here, and that's our focus, is recruiting high school kids, developing high school kids, and giving them a great experience. And we're proud of what we built here, and the retention and the experience that the guys are having. And then the last but not least, I just want to thank our current football players here in the program. I mean, they are the reason this class is what it is. They're the guys that host these guys when they come on campus and show them what it's all about and make them feel at home. And we have a great culture with great kids here, and the best is yet to come. And I'm really excited about that. And our guys have a chip on their shoulder, and they're working their tails off. And it's great when I get a chance to get down there and see what they're doing every day with Coach Shindani and Coach Janilla and Coach Winterstrom, and our strength and conditioning staff is second to none. And so really excited about 2025.
Well, we're glad to see that excitement oozing through, and we're thankful to everyone joining us and everyone who's part of making the SVSU football experience the special opportunity it is for the young men in the program. And we thank you for joining us for this 2025 SVSU Football Signing Day Special Edition.